Here we are. Today's the big day. Hopefully, my first successful trike flight, the maiden voyage of the old trike mobile, aka Big Bertha. Before we go fly today, there's a few things I have to take care of on the trike itself. First off, we need an hour meter. These little Trail Tech tachometers I've had the most success with. I haven't had a battery die yet. So I'm gonna install this guy so I can keep track of the engine hours on the trike. The other thing I have to do is figure out my hang point. What happens obviously is if you don't have a passenger up front, your weight and balance shifts. So you have to change where this carabiner is linked. I'm gonna refer to the manual and get that set up so that I don't do that front flip maneuver that we saw in the last reacting to crash videos video. And the final thing I have to figure out is fitting this trike in the truck mobile. We're gonna find that out today, and then we're gonna head over to the airport and hopefully do my first trike flight. So I got everything loaded up. As you can see, the tires literally just straddle the tailgate, which actually kind of locks it in place pretty well. Theoretically, I could load this up with the motor still attached. All I did was took the motor off of the trike. But the problem with that is the angle of the tailgate is so high, I'd be lifting a lot more weight back here. Plus, I couldn't do it alone really because it wants to tip over. You know, that's not too bad. All I have to do is take the motor off to get it in there. So we don't have to go very far. I'm gonna take it slow, make sure nothing falls out. And I guess we'll head over to the airport and get her assembled again. Jacqueline's at work, and later on this evening, she's gonna show up and fly as well. So I have the Atom packed away. Yeah, let's get over to the airport and we'll get her set up again. Alrighty, so here's the current status. Been out here on the field. It's a beautiful, lovely day. And I got Jacqueline's Roadster laid out. I went ahead and adjusted the brakes. I lengthened them by, I wanna say 4 or 5 inches. Lantern fly. New Jersey's infested with lantern flies and you're supposed to kill them. Next up over here on the trike, I've got it all assembled and hopefully ready to go. Airplane touching down in the background. What I want to do though is I'm going to put more fuel in it and I'm just going to taxi around by myself and kind of just build the muscle memory of what it feels like to steer with your feet. I mean, it's kind of like flying an airplane. I got my license here in a Cessna 152 and you steer with your rudder pedals. However, it's actually opposite. So in an airplane, you push your left foot and you go left. But on this, when you push your right foot forward, the wheel cocks left, making you steer left. But it's not a big deal. So I'm just gonna get the muscle memory up. I'll burn around here for a little while, and Jacqueline should be here soon. And then I think I'll go for a launch. Kind of the objective for today, I'd like to get a couple launches and landings. I'd like to do some touch and goes, some taxi practice with the wing above me. But we'll see. We'll see how the night goes. All right, I got a little taxi practice in on this nice big field as opposed to the last taxi practice I did in the last video. Some observations I have. Slow speed is easy. It's very intuitive. You can carve around real nice. But the interesting thing is I feel like as you get going faster, obviously it becomes a little more sensitive. But the weird thing is at higher speeds, when you, let's say, turn left, it throws your body weight into the harness right. And what I found in one situation where I was a little too tight on the front wheel, or too heavy, let's say, I felt like it shoved my body weight out to the right, which in turn made me push the right pedal more, which turns the wheel left and makes the left turn worse. So it's almost like you can get like a speed wobble, or it like really stuffs you in a turn, and I can see how you could potentially flip the thing if you were going super fast and you jammed on the right pedal too hard, throws your body weight right, you jam it harder, and then boom, game over, you roll and tumble. Two things, I feel like at the speed at which that was happening was faster rolling than my takeoff speed would be. The other thing is, I think kind of like a motorcycle, you don't want to be really tight and rigid on the controls with your feet. You want to be kind of light, especially when you're going fast. You just kind of want to let it do its thing. I found when I was going fast down the field, if I let up pressure on the front wheel, it would just stabilize and go in a straight line. Wind conditions are so nice right now. I'm thinking about giving it a go pretty soon. It's still pretty early, but I think I might give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Thoughts, comments, concerns?
Pre-flight interview, slightly nervous, honestly. I mean, I've done the ski launch, I've done the skate launch. I wasn't really nervous for that. This, I feel like there's more on the line, because if I roll this thing, it's gonna be bad. But I'm not gonna roll it, so it's gonna be good.
You're not gonna roll it. You're gonna do great.
Yeah. I'm gonna go saddle up. One man, one trike. Got that set up. And the hang point dialed. Nothing that can get into the propeller. Woo, Jacqueline, I'm scared.
No, you're gonna do great. Don't worry. I almost don't recognize you launching a trike.
It's weird, right?
It is.
If all else fails, I can always just abort. Traffic pattern's clear, so we may as well send it. So I definitely feel like I'm reclined a little bit. I don't think I'm reclined too much for it to be like dangerous, but I am a lighter weight pilot, so I would expect that. My brake length is perfect. The air is smooth. Yo, this is sick. I also feel slightly indestructible, like I could just plow right into those trees and be fine because I'm in a damn trike. I got a roll cage all around me. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to do some practice. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it is 100% a new skill that I'm gonna work on and improve. Okay, Mr. Airplane is turning, so I'm gonna see if I can do a touch and go and see what happens. I feel like an airplane, dude. Okay, ready for the steering to become active. Oh. It touched down a little quicker than I expected. The wheels, that is. I felt like I wasn't ready for the wheels to touch, but they were a little lower than I thought. But that was smooth! Yeah! So the interesting thing so far is that my nose wheel is up in the air, which you want. You want the nose to come up first. But it doesn't feel quite natural just yet. It feels like it might be a little higher than it's supposed to be, again, because I'm a lighter pilot. But like when I left the ground, you just feel it like pitch up and you feel the torque a little bit. Yeah, buddy! Okay, while Jacqueline is setting up, she's still got to lay out her glider and everything. I'm gonna come in for a landing, full stop, reset myself, and take off again. Yeah!
Easy.
Alrighty, partners, round 2. We've got her set up. This time we have a definite crosswind from the left. Saddle up. Alright, here goes nothing.
That one was a bit more spicy. I wish I had outside footage, but she did not inflate properly. I think she got stuck in the wake zone. But I committed. Just used that brute force technique and got her under control. Felt much more solid that time. Doing those little taxis down the field, I think actually helped pretty good. This is freaking rad, dude! Alright, I had a better feel for the torque that time. I just kept it straight for a second and then let it turn right. Got my man Ernie over here. I gotta give a shout out to Ernie. This, the paramotor part, not the trike part, was in Ohio, and Ernie happened to be at a fly-in where it was, so he brought it home to me. Dude, I could not have asked for a better night to do this. The air is so smooth. I am finding that the torque is pretty significant. Like, she wants to turn right, because I guess there's really no offsets as a foot launch would have. So any of you trike guys, comment down below if you've got any tips and tricks on torque. I've just got my left trimmer pulled in a little bit more, and that's all I'm doing really. I will say this harness, like compared to a foot launch style harness, it feels like you could fall out. There's really not much to it. It's got this G-string right between your legs, and I can change the elevation of the front board by pulling down on some of these straps, but I've got it pretty level right now. So roomy, you could freaking give birth up here. The sun has completely disappeared, but it's not sunset yet. I want to try just kind of gliding for a minute. I can reach that pull start. That's nice and accessible back there. Sort of the key to a trike landing, I suppose, is not like your typical foot launch landing where you're power off and you give it a full flare. You more so kind of want to milk it in on the power and then give it kind of a slight flare and then roll it out. Oh, I kind of botched that wing takedown. Yeah. See that? Lines over the hoop like a noob. But no lines in the propeller. That's all that counts.
I'm literally stuck. Okay.
And then find your pedals.
Can I even touch that?
Hopefully.
Okay.
With your toes. Jacqueline's first time taxiing the trike. All right, so the first flight was highly successful. Well, first two flights really. I've got a lot of learning to do. Obviously, like, I did it and I understand it, but there's definitely like more practice that can be done, 100%. Just doing the repetitiveness and experiencing different situations where the wing comes up totally sideways and trying to recover it, things like that. Learning how to taxi the wing full 360 on the ground. Pin her!
What?
Pin it!
Pin it?
Pin it! All in all though, I'm really stoked. It's like a new opportunity, a new world. In paramotoring, like, you can keep switching your wings, you can keep switching your motors, and every different thing like unlocks a new level. And this is totally a different level. I'm totally gonna do more practice, probably off camera quite a bit, because it just adds a whole nother thing. Running cameras while you're setting up the wing and stuff. So I'm probably gonna do like a lot of repetition off camera, and eventually when I feel confident enough is when I'll start doing the tandems with Jacqueline first, because she's lightest and that always helps. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. One day, I wanna teach Jacqueline how to fly it too, once I get proficient enough to give her advice. Alrighty, well, we've got packing up to do. I'm gonna try to put it in the truck without dismounting the motor, but we'll see how that goes. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to drop a like if you did, and check out the merch in the description. We still got a bunch of sweet paramotor apparel shirts available. So till the next one, see ya. Peace. I got love, love.